Part 2 of the Everest show. Ding, ding, ding. How much money have we made from PDL, Glenn? We sent him a bill?
More than he's ever gives us.
I think I still owe them 2,000. Waiting for the knock on the door. Anyway. Oh, yeah, not quite 2,000 because how much have we made out of Mornay since the
Have they been deducting your Mornay money too?
Yep. So Mornay goes around tomorrow at Narromine over 1,200. We got an email inviting the owners. Did you get an email, Gord? You would have. You wouldn't have seen it.
No.
So Mornay tomorrow, Eagle Farm tomorrow. So our mounting yard man Ollie will be on deck at Eagle Farm. You get hard copy early in the morning because our Saturday hard copy man, he does his best work at around 1 a.m. on Friday. Although the IPL final's on tonight, so I hope he gets it done beforehand. The set from me will come through around about 9 o'clock tomorrow, and we'll resume a top-up show, Glenn, if that's okay with you. 12:30 start, that should be okay.
Yeah, fantastic.
So we'll get a sighter on conditions, which I'm forecasting to be dead and windy. I'll just give you a sighter on that wind, forecast wind. So 12:30 is the first race. So it's supposed to be 35 Ks at 12, 40 Ks from the west one, hitting a peak of 45 Ks at 3 o'clock from the west. They used the 5 metre position last week, gone back into the true this week. That means that the ground 6, 7 and 8 was used last week, and given rainfall this week, that means that's the most exposed ground and fastest to dry. So I imagine that will assist the running line. And as I say, with that westerly wind, they're running into it down the side, and that would mean that you'd cover would be ideal from that spot. Let's stop that sharing and let's get on with race 6, the Sydney Stakes. Big Parade is $3.70. Kementari. Who's this? Who's Kementari? $5, $5.50 Senior Fox, $6.50 Standout. And speed is above average. Prime Candidate leading Big Parade, who didn't step out that well the other day. Might just slipstream here of Prime Candidate. Enchanted Heart back in behind them on the inside. And Livoire, the miler, 1-1 back. So not a lot happening up front here. Glenn, you get to see the old what's his? How do we describe Adonis? Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I saw him in Flemington somehow the other day behind the barriers or something. She hasn't changed much. Great style of horse. Not that I can entertain backing him tomorrow.
Won 2 of his last 6.
Yeah.
But when was So we did see him here in the autumn, of course. Okay, so what are we doing?
Well, it's hard not to be impressed with Big Parade the other day, isn't it? Like, it just went like an absolute rocket, I thought, and slipstream or leading, whatever it does, it got plenty of options, Mr. Parr, and I just think it's the horse to beat. Do I like anything else to cover in the race? There's a couple of little bits and pieces. Signore Fox is one of my favourite horses of all time, but I am so used to having like 200 on it at 30s and 40s, and tomorrow
and losing because it wins with J Mac on board, and it wins when it's in the betting.
Okay, well, maybe a couple of those losses, you're actually wrong because maybe I place bet it pretty big in it. I think that's what I'm trying to say, actually.
Yeah.
It's run lots of places for me. But anyway, it obviously fits in, but do I want to be on it? No. As Big Parade on top, the horse I am covering as bets, I'll definitely be all over 4 chat, and I'll be having a good bet on it. And I'll definitely have something on number 11 for test. 14 back to 12, little girlfriend. Kind of know where I sit with her. I think she's at the peak of her form. So I was 5, 4, 11. Guys, if you are place bettors out there, or if you like to have a little bit of a dicky bird, the best horse in this race is $51, and it's called Wheelhouse, number 9. It's a nice setup for it to run home strong. It'll definitely won't finish any further back than, say, 5th, 6th, and it might be $11 or $12 a place, and maybe it can get into a hole. But it's a nice horse, Wheelhouse. At this stage, I'm 5, 4, 11.
Yeah, and trialling, like, interestingly, gelded this preparation and in an interesting race, and in a race there's not a lot of depth. There's not a lot here, is there, Gord?
Yeah, it's a very hard race. So I won't be betting in the race. When I tell you who I've got on top, you'll understand why I'm not betting. I've got Standout on top. I thought that was a return to some decent form that run last
So the
start.
gourdplace.com punters aren't walking tomorrow.
No, they're not.
Standout was
They're not.
gone.
I'm jumping on Glenn's horse because it's finally done something. It's the best horse in this race.
I know, but doesn't it need a really firm deck?
Well, I think so, but then I'm having a look at some of its figures that it did on a 4.5 mark.
I thought you'd be tipping Big Parade for sure, good.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm a little bit worried about that win that Mark's talking about. So I don't want to declare a horse that could be
Leads. You're not
could
really
be running
looking for
into
leaders.
it. So yeah, of course it's a horse of interest, but it's not a bet around that price range for me when there's so many question marks about the others. I mean, how do I price Kementari? Like, it's a myth, isn't it? But it can
25. That's what I price it. It's got bloody Mexican form.
Signore Fox flies first up, but am I interested in that price at all? Not at all. It was a nice.
Chad Hart owned it last time they met.
Oh, mate, I'm saying there's negatives about all horses in this race, so I'm not betting. The horse that has the best run last start for me and has the best figure in its overall career is number 3, Standout. There's a question mark about the track, and there's a question mark about whether it's back or not. So that means, although I have Standout on top, I'm not betting the race.
Yeah, look, I think that's a really good way to look at it. You're saying, okay, I'm going to find the likely winner. Does it fit my do I feel good about it? No.
No. Yeah. I mean, when you talk about the pricing you do with your sheets, Mark, you handle it a similar way too.
Yeah. I did think the Big Parade was a 5-2 chance here. It's just there. And the rest of them aren't there. You know, it's one of those Randwick 1200s where there's just not enough per up front, not enough happening up front. 5 to beat 3, I agree. Standouts coming off the best last start. And I agree with you, Glenn. Chat's a lurker here. Yeah, I didn't like number 1 or number 2's got a chance, but because it's got J-Mac on it, but not for me. And yeah, good luck for 2s. I was surprised it was 14 to 1. I thought it might be 10s or shorter.
In the modern day, 14s is 10s.
But it is 14s.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, if it firms in the 10s, the big punters take the 10s. That's what I meant by that comment. Yeah.
Okay.
They just keep betting. Kingsley Bartholomew, bet again. Bet. Oh, you're losing, Kings? Hey, what are you going to do about it? I'll keep betting. Bet.
All right,
That's
let's
the
talk
way
about this feature. Nature Strip is firm as a 380. Classic Legend 550, Eduardo 6, Guitras 650, and next 2 in the market are Masked Crusader at 10 and Home Affairs at 12. The map is no surprise. It's Eduardo breaking out of the pack. Nature Strip following him across. Wild Drill is out 3 deep. Home Affairs may be first to go, which could supply some interest, but I'd suggest the tactics will be to try and get the 1 out, 1 back, which is forecast on the map, and Lost and Running's box seating. So there's your first 5 cast in concrete. All right, come on, GP. You know, you've had this narrative about the Everest in terms of it being a race that sometimes doesn't go.
Yeah. Another great race tomorrow, guys. Caravan horses, but nonetheless a great horse. I've landed on my top pick being, obviously with the doubt for 1200, number 3, Aguada. Just the sting out of the ground, the setup, Nash. The way it does own Nature Strip plenty of times, and the little trial before the run the other day and 4 weeks between the runs. I just think it's just
he's sort of kept his powder a bit drier this time, hasn't he?
I felt
like
that
he perhaps exposed himself in the Galaxy and perhaps didn't have anything left for the TJ.
3 on top to beat 2 Classic Legend. It is doing my horse that a horse can be first up into this race basically after a year, but what a top horse it is. Edmund Hillry's riding, and he'll be out of base camp by now, and he'll be at the peak trying to put the flag in the top of the fucking mountain. Good luck to K-Mac. Not that he needs anything in life, got plenty of money. And if there was a knockout, it was Clippo on Libertini. He's going to cover it a little bit. Talented horse. Brain Classic Legend one day.
You get long odds, won't you? Because, I mean, the perception is that she needs it very firm.
Yep.
All right, well, that's, okay. you don't seem very pumped about the race. It's just like, oh, you know, like, oh, no, I'm not.
I wouldn't say I'm not pumped. I'm disappointed with my in selections. I mean, when I started the race, I was going, I'm going to tip Wild Ruler on top. Fucking, there's a hidden winner here. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? And is it the Inferno? And then it just wasn't there for me. I came back to 3 and 2, and yeah, it's all respect to one.
Are you thinking that because of the setup that they don't go that hard?
Yeah,
they just clearly, especially after the TJ Smith, very happy just to sit there.
Yep. Well, we've seen those couple of years where Red Zell just donkeyed along. Everyone looked at him, you know.
Yeah, but then Nature Strip's been in the last 2, and they've gone a lot faster with him in the lead.
Yep.
But,
does he lead tomorrow?
No, Eduardo leads.
Eduardo leads, yeah.
Or Eduardo, as you like to say.
And then Nature sits there. They do sit there, yeah.
All right, Gord, you've been saying for weeks there's 2 chances, Nature Strip and Classic Legend. What are you saying today?
Yeah, even more confident there's only 2 chances. The maps look perfect as far as covering what happened in the race. I think it's lovely that Nature Strip drew outside of Eduardo. That just means J-Mac can do whatever the hell he wants. The horse doesn't jump well. He can use Eduardo as a guide. He can half card it. He's better than Eduardo. So in the vanguard,
you say he's better than Eduardo, but of course last start he was on the fast lane, the hot rails. You know that Guitra was on behind him, and Eduardo wasn't. Isn't that a last start knock for Nature?
No, because all Eduardo's peak stuff is over 1,100 metres. There's no way it was a grand final for Nature Strip. While Eduardo, although not the grand final because it's obviously was always going to be in the Kosciuszko, has the ability to do its peak figure under that circumstance, and Nature Strip doesn't. 1,200 metres, half karting, kind of controlling the pace. See, I think Nature Strip controls this race from that wider barrier than Eduardo. It can do whatever it wants. It can determine the time it wants to put the pressure on Eduardo. It can determine whether it how slow or fast they go. It can determine all those things, and it's a better horse. So Eduardo has no chance because Nature Strip will finish in front of it. And of those that might get a nice run if they go a little bit too fast up front, the best horse is Classic Legend, who from barrier 5 is going to have all options. It's going to tag and has the most explosive finish. Easy. They map in the 2 situations in which the winner could come from, and they're the best horses in those positions. So what happens as far as pace will determine which one of the 2 wins. At the moment, my better result will be Classic Legend.
Yeah, it seems to be on the blow, doesn't it? Classic Legend, Nature Strip on the firm. I've ended up with Classic Legend on top. A bit reluctantly. I'm not looking for it as a bet, but there it is, parked there. Surely, based on what Eduardo was able to do to Nature Strip the other day, then that doesn't make it easy for Nature Strip to get past Eduardo. So I think that does set it up for Classic Legend. Masked Crusader, has it got any chance?
I don't think so.
I didn't think so.
Just seems like it seems like a lurker here that
Not shit yet. I mean,
all right, guys, this is the first leg of the quaddie.
All right. Well, look, the horses that I would like to put in are actually too many. So you go, Glenn, first.
Well, one's got to go in because Gord loves it, and he makes too good a narrative for it. 2's got to go in because it's just a top horse. I want 3, but Gord will say no.
No, I want 3. I want 3. Fuck it. Like it's got the best last start.
That's what I thought too. 1, 2, 3. Right.
Now, I can make a case for Trekking. I can make a case for Masked Crusader, and I can make a case for Home Affairs.
Come on, just be honest, man. You don't like Home Affairs or Trekking?
I don't like Trekking. You good? No.
No, I don't like Home Affairs. It's under.
Is Trekking 2 for 2 against Nature Strip in the Everest?
Finishing in front of, probably.
Yeah.
Can we just have 1, 2, 3, 12?
Okay, done. The Craven Plate.
You happy with that, mate?
Yeah, whatever. That's fine.
1, 2, 3, 12.
1, 2,
I
3,
don't mind having theory. It has X factor. It has that look of yes, yes, yes. Be just
Oh,
like
it's a bit of fresh blood, isn't it? You know, it's I mean, you know, yes, yes, yes was more of a fitted the profile of an off pacer, whereas this might be a flat tracker, and we don't know yet.
Race 8.
Race 8 is the Craven Plate, which is fed from the $1 Million Hill Stakes, but this race looks better than that race. Think It Over is $2.30, Shared Ambition $6, Hungry Heart $6.50, Ki Nautique is $9, and Skylab is running around to try and prove Glenn wrong.
I know I've become a bit of a fan now. All of a sudden, it's weird.
You know why? Because what price did he start in the? He started like some ridiculous price in the Derby, and now he's become like a 20-1 chance in everything he runs around in. Suddenly he's a jar horse. Shared Ambition to lead Think It Over. Lions are all box seating, best of days, 1 out, 1 back. Average speed. What do you make of this, Glenn?
Well,
Surely the lead up is no form here. You can't go around 20 lengths below and then have a little bit of a sprint home and say that's form.
I'm going to just throw the words I was going to say. And then you said, Glenn, what do you think? Surely. And then I went, oh, I couldn't get it out. I think It Over has done that. What's the word?
Well, it's wrung itself out.
Yeah. The flannel's dry. That's what I think.
All right. It's used its like
it's a
that's what I think. World beating
so
it
can win tomorrow, but it's basically close to even money. I can't possibly entertain it as a bet. The horse I'm going to is the horse going to the 2,000 meters that's proven is Hungry Heart, number 11. That's who I'm going to.
So this is Karen after ascending the Everest, and he's
on the way back down to base camp, and he's just missed out in Classic Legends. So I'll pick up something here to get the takeaway pieces. I was thinking that too much. 11 on top to beat Skylab, number 10, who is a progressive horse, and I'm going to back tomorrow. And I think it's got a good chance tomorrow. But there's bits and pieces.
He's a progressive horse. What does that mean?
Well, he's only young. He's only 4, isn't he?
Okay.
Well, Think It Over and Shared It, they're all 6. So he's progressive in this race.
He's young. He's got youth on his side. Sorry, I
think that was a fair word.
Don't you two go fighting. Okay?
I'm not fighting, but he fucking jumps in. He goes, what do you mean it's progressive? I don't know. It's just coming out of derbies. So, yeah, it's young. 4's young. We got a 4-year-old, can't get to the fucking track.
Oh, that's right. Anyway, hopefully soon. We do have an old mare. How old's Mornay now? 6?
I don't know. Something like that.
Yeah, she's got to be 6. She's got to be 6, and she's running around. Yeah, okay. So that's a fair analysis. Good. What are you doing here?
Clearly on top, number 10, Skylab.
Up you go, Cord. Join the power.
Given no opportunity in any of its 3 runs this prep, and I love the setup. 1,500, 1,500, 1,600, 1,600 glorified barrier trial. It wasn't a bust up because it didn't get a shot at him at any stage, and actually looked to have plenty to offer. I'm getting $17 when I agree with Glenn that there is that slight maybe chink about Think It Over, who's a very short price favourite. Easy each way bet to have. He's got options from barrier 4. As far as Mark's synopsis of the way the track plays, I think he could get in an absolute PR position. And what did you say he was? $17 or something like that? Fucking
well, you said that, but what type of horse do you think he is, Gordon?
I mean, no, you can't. You got to set up your own jokes and let the other person say it. Glenn.
Sorry, mate.
Jump in,
I didn't think you'd say it. Oh, that's funny.
So, what do we say about the we'll never win another race narrative?
Well, I'll say so far I've been right.
Yeah.
And I think it was a great tip.
And you're most likely to be right tomorrow because I'm tipping it on top because it's such good value. Not because it's
the bet's basically been settled, the even billions. Now I've got $1 billion to play around with it. I might have 200 million each way on it tomorrow. 40% of the bank. Regulation.
Look, the winner of this race comes out of a mile race. Now, unfortunately, the Epsom was a bit fast run. I don't like the sort of fast run into the slow run 2000, but there's Think It Over and Shared Ambition. Well, Think It Over can win. Shared Ambition probably can't because it missed its chance. Yeah, so yeah, I'm not poo-pooing Skylab at all, although I'm thinking Lions Raw, me, because it wore the blinkers on the other day. But wore the blinkers, its best runs are at Randwick. You go back 12 months ago, it's fighting out the spring champion with Montefilia. That's course and distance. I think its Randwick form is good enough, and its last run taking up a posse was good enough as well. Obviously, Hungry Heart started the shortest of the three, but they've all got three good hopes. And the bottom one wouldn't surprise me here.
Bargain?
It's just, it's just got, it's got Hungry Heart form.
Let's put the bottom four on the quaddie. Brush the top ones.
Okay.
What do you think? Well,
I've marked Think It Over 2-1. I've got it on top, but.
All right, let's put one in. What are we saying about that Japanese horse?
No, I mean, it didn't have any chance the other day, but like.
All right, we're putting, as far as the quaddie goes, guys, we're putting 1, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Okay. I think that's the best quaddie tipping you guys have ever done.
Oh,
I just stand, I stand back and just listening to the numbers you put in, and I'm always frustrated. And I'm very proud of you.
We're progressive blokes.
Well, I love the fact that
we would be if we were 30 years younger.
You got to leave the favourite most likely winner in there, and you've gone for positive value.
The positive
results.
expectation. Yeah. All right, the St. Ledger, which is still struggling to get its black type back, is over 2,600. It's race 9. The penultimate Entente is $4. High Emotion has just turned up hard in the betting at $5.50. Luncey's at $8. Fun Fact $8.50. Speed is above average. Fun Fact leading Hush Rider, Entente 1 out 1 back, and Cariff up from a very slowly run 2,000 up to 2,600. Box seating. Yep, fair enough. GP?
Just can't wait for this race to come around because I'm just going to have such a fat result on Alicia Collett in this race. It's unbelievable. I've marked the second pick. I've still left with Entente on top, number 1. Probably not a bet for me at the price, or maybe I'll just cover a little bit. 1 to beat 12 Savvies on the 3-day backup and just trotted in with all that extra weight against Walkers the other day. 9 for third Luncey's. I think I sent out on top last start from the parade, so I've just got to stick one more time with it. 1, 12, 9. And I think it's a good race to bet in, guys.
All right, so the title holders in this race.
What was that, mate?
Fun fact, it's the title holder.
Oh, the title holder. I'm sorry, I didn't know what you meant. I didn't know why the bottom one was so hard in the market.
Yeah, especially as it went back to Mornington. I mean, I realise it's a year off, and
the one above it, I just love backing Costa horses up in Queensland. He's just a gun.
Yeah, well, Navy Cross would fit right in here, wouldn't it?
I just thought if you're getting $31, $41, it's like.
Well,
$10.
Remember last time it came down here, it was $5 in the one of the Christmas staying races. Just it's got a. I suppose it wins races and it's a winner of the Grafton Cup and blah blah blah. God, what are you doing here? Oh, we've lost him.
He's gone again.
He's that impressed with us. He thinks we can finish the show
ourselves. He's just fucking gone. He comes, he goes.
Just hold there. So got Gord back. What are you doing here, Gord, if not napping?
Well, Zoom knows that to kick me out for a race I have no interest in. I kind of like the few things Glenn said there, but I won't be betting that.
All right, so send Gord $33. He's racking it up. It is, look, I must say, it sort of works, this race. Partly because Entente wins so it's gone so unbelievably its last 2. Warning was just, he'd had a sleepy run in the Metropolitan. It could bob up, but the price indicates that other people think that. Fun fact is he's kept this fresh, Glenn. I think that's really interesting. This is its target, this race. And it worked its ring off there in the race that Entente won. It's got a great chance. Young Rascal, I'm tipping this start single figures off its last start. Cariff, as never wins, but will be doing something here. Apparently, this is Luncey's last chance, but I've had enough of it. Savvy Valentino, well, it's just superb that was in this race. And you know, I don't really rate the bottom two, but I understand why they're making cases for it. 1 from 4 from me, and quaddy wise,
Definitely
one.
one, definitely 4.
Yeah. What are you saying about 5? No.
I'm going to put it in because Sam Clipman's going to be on a high from all these winners I've tipped he's going to ride on the day. So he's just going to kill it tomorrow. He's going to earn more tomorrow he's earned the last 2 years.
Yeah.
So 5 definitely goes in.
And 12, Xavier Valentino.
And okay, 12. Can you let me have 9?
Yeah,
No.
yeah, you can have 9.
9, 12. Thank you.
1, 4, 5, 9, 12.
Last race.
No input from Gord there. Cracking last race. Dependent on who's running, of course. There's 2 horses still without riders, but maybe that's the setup. Where are these scratchings? I just need them. Come to me, scratchings. Now up to 11 scratchings. So there's 4 scratchings in the highway. All those owners that don't want to come down.
They don't want to come down and pay 500 a ticket and share a race.
Irish Song's officially out of the first, so that has sorted that. So back on the last, the market starts with Equation at 310, Promise of Success $3.40, $10 bar, which is suave. Yeah, I marked them both $5. So obviously I've found other horses above average speed. I had Calgary Queen getting across the lead, but they say he's a gentleman, which is a very slow leader. He's a gentleman. Barossa Rosa are much, much better. They're alternatives. They've got them with the pace bracket, but they've actually got He's a Gentleman leading Sagacious and Suave using the low draw to box seat. Wouldn't expect it to be that close. Above average. Take us out, Glenn. What are we doing? What are we doing in the nightcap?
Top horse to me, number 8. Really good horse. And I'm tipping in on top. Number 8, Promise Success. I kind of didn't find number 1. I just don't think it's a horse.
Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those, you know, what do you make of that mess that was last week, the Silver Eagle? It's, you know, the market's saying, well, you know, it's a forgive run and it ran in the Silver Eagle, so therefore it's a too good for 78.
3, I had second pick, Suave.
It was an amazing win the other day, wasn't it?
Bit concerned about the barrier, but to see how we come by that stage with J-Mac. And the horse I thought where the market was completely wrong, which is like $19, is number 5, much, much better. Just a complete little doer. Doesn't know how to not put his head out. So I was 8-3-5.
You're looking at T. Clark from that draw out there and going, I know what you're doing.
Loving life. I'm loving life. Gonya Clarkie. 8-3-5. Can entertain a few other things well outside the market, but I'm 8-3-5. I also need to get a good look at the bottom horse first up too, but it's down there in barrier 2 with G Boss, and he's probably he'll come back down from Everest if he's like, you know, those blokes on the skis that just roll over each other. I've had enough. I love Everest.
Sounds like you might have had enough too. Gord, what are you doing in the last?
I'm getting everything I want except one thing. So I've been waiting for so long for Promise of Success to get into a big field in a Saturday Metropolitan race from barrier 7. With, you know, later race on the program, so it's more likely to be down the middle or down the outside. And if it's as good as I think it is, it'll blow them away and win by 2 lengths. The other thing was, I thought coming to a Saturday Metropolitan race on Everest Day, I was going to get more like $7 than $3.40. Yeah. But I mean, it's such a hype horse, and I understand why it's solid. I won't be rushing into the 340, but I think it's an absolute moral because I think it's map perfect. And the sectionals it can run late means that nothing will get near it here. And I'm against the favourite, which is Equation. So I have to.
Yeah. Well, look, because it's got a great chance, Promise of Success. It's no moral here because it's got no speed. Any horse that has no speed is no moral, ever.
I'm just saying that last race, Everest Day, on a sticky track, it means that it is going to be in the map positive.
It's going to get a sympathetic setup. And yes. I don't disagree with that. Everything else you say looks fine. What are you saying about number 1, Gord?
I don't think it's a horse. I'm with Glenn. So, you know, I think some horses in this stable niche just get a little bit too overhyped because of what a good job she does. And I think it's one of those. But I was wrong about it last preparation when it was winning all the time. So Well, I was on 2 of the 3 occasions anyway. So I haven't seen enough in its returns, even though it's been against some decent horses, to say that the horse is with, particularly around its price range, Mark.
All right. Well, look, I have it sharing with promise of success on 1 from 8. I went looking for much better. I was going to go looking for Suave, but then I went, no, you've gone home to win a race against a horse that's probably backpedaling. So am I. And Gate 1 didn't impress me either. So the other horse I went looking for was Papali, which is broken through.
Yeah, it's one of my bits and pieces. Could be churning in the jar for a Papali, but it could be a bet.
Yeah, so I would suggest the two out wide horses are much better than Papali. 1 and 8 being the pretty premier chances. So quaddy wise,
I don't put your 200 in the jar on Papali. Put your 200 on it. Great.
Yeah, I think you might be right.
Quad D1. Are we putting 3 in, Glenn, or not, Suave?
I think we have to, Mark. I think 3's got a better chance than 1.
All right. 5, much better.
Definitely.
8, promises of success.
And Papali.
Of success. And 12, Papali. There's our last race quaddy. It's 1, 3, 5, 8, 12.
What a beauty.
All right. So what have you
My
got for us
best
on the
bet
card?
on the day tomorrow, guys, is one thing: Raduna, whatever race it is, number 9 in race 4.
It's race 4, number 9. Yeah.
Race 4, number 9. I think Clarkie goes straight to the front and he'll get the biscuits. And I think everyone will be in base camp mode and they'll just look at him and he'll click away. Don't you, Clarkie?
Okay. Good.
The highway, race 3, number 2, a head start.
Our hard copy man will be glad about that because he generally writes good best bets. Let the peasants work it out.
Is that what he says?
Well, you know, I've been saying for months, guys, there's only 2 chances in the Everest, so I'm happy to play those, Defeat Legend and Nature Strip. And in the last race, I think that Promise of Success, so race 10, number 8 is a moral. So they're the 3 races that I'll be betting in, and they might be the only 3 races I'm betting in.
All right, I'm keenest on race 1, number 7, Azushak. So that's me, that's us, that's done. Back for a top up tomorrow. We shall see you then.
See you later, guys.
Golf.